health issues about 2 or 3 years ago, and I've had in mind to do a mental health garden ever since, really. So I think it's an issue that has, to a certain extent, been ignored in past years, and the profile does need to be raised. And so it's quite a nice idea to use gardening, which is so good for mental health anyway, to raise the profile. I decided to use Stone from Stone Warehouse to reflect mental health issues because I felt that they would very easily convey the stark contrast between how you feel when you're mentally ill, with the dark depression moods conveyed by the darker stones, to how you feel when you've had treatment for mental health issues afterwards, going towards the paler stones, illustrating better moods after such things as talking therapies, counselling and support. As you can see, we have a semicolon which does represent mental health awareness. It is something that mental health sufferers do occasionally wear as a symbol of their mental health. So again, it's all about raising awareness of the issues. That was important to me, to be able to use the Gadians for the purpose of conveying mental health issues, as I needed a way to contain the stone, and they were the obvious thing that wouldn't hide the stone whilst at the same time could make them really aesthetic and really picturesque. So that was what was important, really. The choice of the sculpture, really, because I knew that I would be using stones, I wanted to try and fit that in such way. And obviously the beautiful sculpture from David Harbour does have polished black stones on it, so there is that link. But then it's also a very strong focal point. It's called the kernel, which in itself is, conveying the message about trying to get to the nub of the issue, trying to understand mental health and what it's about. So yeah, it was perfect, really. Well, the build is nearly over now. And the end is in sight. There were a few days when I wondered if the build would actually happen. But no, it's been an interesting time. And Nick Fryer and his team have been excellent and have put it all together. So yeah, we're getting there now. It feels amazing for my ideas to have come to life in this garden, because it's one thing seeing your ideas and your images on paper, but it's quite another when it takes on a life of its own, especially when the key elements go in and you can see it coming into place in stages. It's really exciting. Yeah. The best elements of my garden, I think, the beautiful contrast in the lovely rustiness of these upright posts with the lovely pale stone contrasting with the darker stone, and the planting as well. I've got a bit of a lime zesty thing going on with darker colours, and that carries on all the way through the planting and all the way through the garden, and even in the grass. So yeah, so I would say the colours, and in particular these metal uprights. I'm feeling very nervous about judging tomorrow. I've had a lot of compliments about my garden, so I'm feeling fairly confident about it. But obviously, well, we don't know. We don't know what the judges are going to decide, so fingers crossed.